So, Cyberpunk 2077 comes out in a couple days, and it is certainly the most anticipated game of not just the year, but the generation, really. I think that's fair, honestly. I can't think of a more hyped up game in recent memory. So expectations for a lot of people are obviously through the roof. They expect this to be the best game they've ever played. I mean, we're dealing with CD Projekt Red, who did The Witcher 3, which is on many people's favorite game lists of this generation. It's been in development for a long-ass time. What's it, like 8 years at this point since the original tease? Something like that. You've got this cool, well, cyberpunk, obviously, theme. Keanu Reeves is in it. Everything's just great. Like, how could this not be an amazing game? But people are kind of panicking about it a little bit today as reviews are coming in and they're, I guess, lower than some expected. The game is currently sitting at a 91 on Metacritic, something I don't think you could possibly be mad about, but it is dropping, probably going to end up around an 85 or so. It's got a bunch of mid-80s scores, and the big one everyone is talking about, a 70 from GameSpot, the site who just recently introduced us to Black Teen Swagger. They apparently aren't huge fans of the game. So with, again, the expectations being so high, may some people end up getting disappointed by the end product for this game? Well, let's talk about it. For one, I'm in a weird place when it comes to commenting on this stuff because if you follow my channel, you know I think the majority of games journalists are a complete joke, for lack of a better term, especially at sites like GameSpot, IGN, and Kotaku. I honestly don't know how anyone takes these chuckleheads seriously, and I mean that sincerely. Like, I don't know how it's possible to take their opinions seriously. But I think it should be noted before I talk about the issues that I'm hearing, that I'm seeing people bring up. Any problems with this game could very well get blown out of proportion by some reviewers, perhaps intentionally so. This game just has a target on its back because of how big and hyped up it is. There's been all kinds of drama about the work conditions surrounding the title, developers having to crunch hard to get it out by the end of the year. There's been like the whole trans controversy thing where it was like, I think it was like there was a very well endowed trans lady in like an ad or something in the game. People freaked out about that. Yeah, it's just people are going to look for anything to complain about with this game because it's going to get you attention. Everyone's talking about Cyberpunk. Like I said, it's the most hyped up game of the generation. So you want clicks, putting Cyberpunk 2077 in some kind of drama after it in your title is going to get you those clicks. GameSpot is trending right now as we speak because of their low review score for Cyberpunk. That may very well be the goal for some of these people. I think about that sometimes, like with the Miles Morales Black Teen Swagger thing that just happened over at GameSpot. Are these people really that stupid? Or are they just pretending to be for the attention? I think about that a lot, actually, because it is often hard to justify how someone with a functioning brain would make some of these decisions. But yeah, even going forward, once the game gets out into the wild, expect the drama around it to only amp up. People are going to take issue regardless of how good or bad it is. But with that said, I am hearing a lot of issues about specifically bugs and overall poor performance with the game, and definitely concerning things about the console versions, which is, I'm sure, something no one likes to hear. Now, I'm not actually looking much at reviews in that because I don't want to. I'm going to play the game for myself, but I've seen the bugs in that crop up a lot, which isn't too surprising to me with how nuts this game seems in terms of, the stuff in it. I'd expect it to have some bugs. Maybe some of those will be ironed out with a day one patch or something. Either way, and I've said this with many games in the past, if that ends up being the case, if it's a buggy mess to the point of making it a weaker gameplay experience, that's on CD Projekt Red. Again, they've been working on the game for 8 years. If it's buggy, just like any other game in my opinion, I hope they get torn up by people about it. Again, I say this all the time. I don't pay $60 for a game that I want to play in a month or two when they get all the issues ironed out. I pay $60 for a game because I want it to be ready to play, ready to be an enjoyable experience on day one. That's fine that you wanted to get the game out before Christmas to make the holiday cutoff to get those sales. If you had to cut corners to do so, that's on you. It's not my problem as the consumer. Now, while I don't like many people, most people in this space, SkillUp is a reviewer that I think does extremely good work. Even if I disagree with him a lot of the times, I think he's got too much of a soft spot for certain genres, particularly the shooty shoot bang bang games. But he posted something that I thought was really weird. Just as I was getting ready to do this video, he posted this tweet, and I'm going to read the whole thing verbatim so I don't take anything out of context. So, quote, "I have finished Cyberpunk, but I will not have a review up today as I could not comply with CD Projekt Red's embargo requirement that prohibited us from using our own recorded gameplay in the review. Instead, we were told to use B-roll, which is basically trailer footage. Reviews should not be vehicles for rolling out more marketing material, so I'll put my review up when I'm able to show you the reality of the game with my own footage. I'm also disappointed that no console review code was provided to any outlet. Console games are often reviewed without their day one or even day zero patches, so Cyberpunk would not have been special in this regard. It's really lame that no reviewer can tell you how the game runs on console on the review embargo. I absolutely love this game, and I think CD Projekt Red did extraordinary work, but it's clearly unfinished at this point, and no review relying on trailer footage alone can properly convey that." So, again, this is a guy that I respect his opinion, and that does make me a bit scared. Definitely for those console versions, why would there be such an embargo? Why do people have to use B-roll footage that is provided to them and not their own footage? I think that's a pretty standard question to ask, right? If there's nothing to hide, why can't people just show their own gameplay? Very shady, to say the least. And I'm sure because of the hardcore fan base this game has, some will come to the defense of this decision, but let's be honest, guys. If this was EA, let's say, doing this for the upcoming FIFA game or something, not letting people show their own footage, you'd have no problem hating on them for that. So we can't suspend the rules for a game or a company we do like. And I'm still extremely excited for the game, don't get me wrong. Like I said, this makes me a little bit nervous, but still sounds to me like a lot of the people that I tend to agree with more are really enjoying the game. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be paying close attention to how this all develops. I eagerly await release day when everyone can see for themselves what this game is about. Obviously, that's the best thing you can do, play the game for yourself, but you can't just play every game either. You don't have the money and certainly not the time, so you got to find people whose opinion you feel like you can trust in this space to kind of lead you into one direction or the other. Which leads me to, of course, your favorite reviewer, myself, right? Now, while I will be talking about the game myself, giving my thoughts at some point, I want to put it out there that I'm going to be out of town for a week, starting like the day before Cyberpunk comes out. I'm not going to be able to start it for a while. Just to let people know, don't expect my review of the game to be anywhere near launch day. I'm sure many of you who have been anxiously awaiting this title, maybe the entire 8 years that it's been in development, you want to wait to hear my thoughts before you make the purchase. But yeah, that's not going to happen until well after launch. So definitely check out other people. Again, if you want my recommendation, I can't wait for SkillUp's review to drop. So check him out if you haven't before. Probably the best reviewer in the game. No joke. Anyway, with that, this video is a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on what's coming out on Cyberpunk 2077 ahead of launch in the comments. What are your hype levels looking like? And do you think people are about to be disappointed? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of Cyberpunk 2077's incoming reviews. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter at Johnny Zakari. And join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends. Link to both in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.